Welcome to Navarero's online showcase video, M.I.A. edition. Today we are back with finally the iron supply run. I prepared to train 16 cars, half of them loaded with lumber, the other half with beams, and everything ready to get going, so we should just be doing that. Alright, reverse is in the right position. Gotta open the regulator. And we are, of course, currently in the um, sawmill yard. Just gonna have to get out of here, and I think we are on the right track. I hope at least. Gonna be coming through here, and yeah, that's the exit route. And then over here through that switch, we are going on the grade towards the mine. So that should be pretty easy and straightforward. However, that's not gonna be everything that we need to do today in order to even get to the mine. But I'll talk about the rest once we get there. Shouldn't be too long of a trip. I took the strongest engine that I have available right now. After all, 16 loaded cars up 2%, it's not the easiest thing. I'm still considering reworking to a 1.5%. I just removed the other track that I built on the side of a mountain, and maybe I should just try it. Just build it up to 1.5%, see how it works out. If it doesn't, then I just reload another save, and that would be it. Sometimes it's a bit of trial and error. Kind of the same as running trains. Always gotta make sure you're safe beforehand, because it may explode on you. Or fall apart in a different way, who knows. But yeah, we are going, and we should be steady up here. I know that if I try this with one of my mid-range engines, like that Lenbrook, it's not really gonna go well. I think even the Ruby Basin would have trouble going up this grade with this load in tow. But this engine, it should be alright. Can I give us a good overview over the valley? We can see the oil field in the distance at the lowest point of the map, which is by design. Oil field is definitely something that I'll be looking to also do a run on video. Maybe in a few episodes, who knows. I gotta get the double-decker bridge. I heard some people say that this isn't possible anymore, but I'm pretty sure I've done this kind of thing recently. On my whole switchback track for the rail supply up to the coal mine. So yeah, that's definitely quite recently. I don't think there's been another update since then. And it worked perfectly fine. Maybe they made it so that some of the surfaces don't count anymore, but those definitely worked out just as good as before. So no idea if it was supposed to be removed. Would be kind of a dick move anyways, but wouldn't be the first one. I also changed a few things about the iron mine. We can talk about that in a bit. I mean the gold mine. Iron mine is down below there. It's the same as always. I still need to add a bit of shelter for the engines down there. That's gonna have to wait. Might just do pretty much the same thing as I did at the smelter for the climaxes. After all, there's also 4 climaxes down there, so yeah. They're all going in the similar constellation, so the same thing should work there as it did at the smelter. And we are coming up. I hope I have all the switches set, but I think I took care of it. We are gonna go on the second siding from the right, which is pretty much perfect here. And yeah, this is only the first leg of the journey. The longest one in terms of distance, but we still have a bit of stuff in front of us. Okay, good idea to slightly pull the brake now. Okay, time to disconnect the engine. Where do I want to keep it? I might just put it onto the turntable. I don't need that siding. It's always something I have to get my brain wrapped around, just to make sure that I do this correctly. The gold mine is kind of interesting because it's very restrictive with what you can do here. Not a lot of space, so always gonna be careful. Okay, get that one flipped over. I wanna go to the right. Next one as well. Reverser, regulator, and just letting it coast for a little bit. And stop slightly too late. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around in a moment. Just gonna make sure to activate the helpers up here now. Gonna fire them up, and then we're also gonna take a look at the scenery and what changed here. The fun thing is when I think I added this roof right here doing a recording, so that should be on video. And at that point I didn't even think about doing this for everything, but now, yeah, I've kind of come around to making this like the standard now for the yards and everything. But yeah, we're gonna cook for a moment. Let's have a look around here. So a few minor things changed. First up, I added a few more gondolas over here. There's 12 right here now, and those are for iron ore. Basically what's gonna happen, we're gonna bring the supplies down there, and then there's another train down there with 12 hoppers and 4 climaxes, which is gonna bring the iron ore back up here. And it's gonna fill up half of the cars or all of the cars to half, depending on how you want to handle it. Then it's gonna go back down. And if you do the trip twice, then these are pretty much filled up. Theoretically, I could go a bit further. I'm gonna fill up all of them to 20 out of 22 units because, well, that's just kinda how it works out with hoppers down below, since they all load up to 10. And once all of that is done, I'm gonna bring this over to the smelter, at least hopefully. I just added 6 more of these large hoppers, or gondolas, I mean. But I haven't really done any testing with that. I hope the engine is gonna be strong enough to bring it up. I think the track here is... It starts at 1.5% and then evens out to 1%. And going down the other direction, it's 2%, so it should be alright. I hope. But yeah, that's something that we will find out, but first up we need to bring the supplies down to begin with. Also, I removed the siding for the gondolas over here. And and I mean the secondary set of gondolas, these ones, one for the gold, and I put it over here on the inside. It's a bit more inconvenient than before, but it does one important thing. You know, when I fill up these gondolas and want to bring them over to the stamp mill, they need to go down this 2% line and then be brought over to this industry right here. I don't really have any engine up here to do that directly, so if I were to collect them here, I would need to come from my main yard, bring the engine up here, collect the gondolas, bring them down there, and then deliver everything, bring it back up, and then go back down. There's no real going around having to bring the stuff back up. However, instead of bringing the engine up here to get the full gondolas, I can just take one of my helper engines and kick the stuff down. However, that's only gonna work if I get the helper engine to this end of the quote-unquote train. Because otherwise, if it was on the other end, then, well, you can't really kick it down there if the engine is in front of everything. It needs to be on the back. And with the old siding, which was over here, basically just being done because of proximity to the mine itself and also, well, space restrictions. Back then, this was really not possible because I would always be on the front end of the gondolas, and yeah. While this is a bit more work putting everything into position, at least I'm on the correct end of it. Also just checked how much gold there is in the gold mine, and capacity of 100 is... I could have maybe gone with one fewer gondolas. I don't need 6, 5 would have been enough, but who knows. Maybe I bring up one car at a time to just fill it up, and in the end I bring all of them. Who knows. Okay, I think we are going to be warm right now, but I'm gonna take care of turning the engine around anyways. There's gonna be enough fuel in the climaxes to last them for a while. So I'm gonna quickly do that, and then we are going to go over and hopefully bring the train down to the mine in one piece. I'll definitely be putting down another save for that. That's another factor about the entire operation here, that this is actually a double yard, serving both as, of course, the main yard for the gold mine, but also like a switchover yard for the iron mine itself. I'm so happy with how the entire thing turned out. I think this is a great way to operate it. Okay, let's see. The sidings are set up for the most part, apart from this one right here. Okay, we have the Lincoln pin already. So just gonna drive it forward, past all of the switches. Come on. It always sounds like it's going at 100 miles per hour with how fast everything is firing. But as soon as you let go of it, you just notice that you're basically coasting at a really leisure pace. Is there another Lincoln pin in there? Honestly, if I could just upgrade everything to, or upgrade a few things to knuckle couplers, I would do so. But I really hate how they implemented the entire thing, that it's just a setting and not a real upgrade option. You would really need a maintenance workshop and yeah, being able to respec your engines, but also just to go in there and change a few other things like technical parts. That would be really amazing. But yeah, just going into the menu and switching out everything with a click of a button, it's kinda... I never liked how they implemented that. This could have been so much better if we just got a few upgrade options after the fact. Both for the engines and maybe also the cars in terms of the knuckle couplers. Plus also options just to respec. And maybe even being able to buy the industries and upgrade them further, that kind of stuff. But I think that's the direction a certain other game is going to take, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's gonna be doing. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful that the train isn't just gonna be running away from me here. Okay, let's get on board here and maybe slightly hit the brakes. Make sure that everything is past the switches. Seems to be the case, and... okay. Let's just run back real quick now and get the other side connected. This is a bit iffy because it's all already on the grade. I have that whole siding here to just run past everything. Or not run past everything, but just have a bit of a run off without any grade. That's pretty useful, but I only have it for this side right here. And not right before you get back to the main line, and for this operation it would need to be much longer anyways. Okay, this one is also doing well. Just gonna be phasing through the firewood here. It's alright, no problem. Okay, we are all set up. And I think for the way down, I'm gonna be putting down a save now. I'm scared. I don't think we even need that engine right now. We're just gonna take the other one. The main reason why I have two climaxes here is because I need to bring the empties back up. And with the grade we are about to hit, it's... yeah, it's a challenge. Okay, it's pushing. For a moment I was afraid it wasn't able to push against this. But yeah, we are going, and We should be seeing the engine going down this way now, or at least in a moment. Okay, I'm gonna need to keep on pushing. I just really have to hit the brakes once we get there, and I need to make sure that I also don't hit them too harshly, because then everything is gonna fall off the track. Because that's how the game has been working for the last while. Okay, but yeah, we are hitting spicy great here. And I don't want the generator, I want the brake. Still accelerating. Also, I have to be careful since this is a rather long train. The switchback, the runoff there is long enough, but not too much longer than what we need. So on the way down, that's even not that much of a problem, but going back up again, once everything is empty, gotta be careful. Okay, let's hit the brakes. Let's hit the brakes harder. And yeah, around 85% it really starts ramping up in a non-linear fashion. Since we are here already, and we really should be braking from the back, so I'm gonna be using the other engine for the next bit. Top of the iron mine. I love how this entire thing turned out. Yeah, I was considering maybe making this longer, but yeah, it would be a slightly larger rework. Then again, we are looking pretty good here. It's gonna be spicy once we bring the empties back up. Okay, that's enough power. For a moment I thought it was going up again, but no, that's definitely the way down there. As you're gonna see, as we are picking up speed again. So time to hit the brakes. Gotta say, the Steam cutoff sim was a real nerf to the climax. Going from 12 miles per hour to only 9 is significantly slower. Makes everything more boring with it. And yeah, I think this might be steeper than the top one. I think the top is like 5%, this might be 6.5. But yeah, the Steam cutoff sim was the reason why I changed the coal mine run to Ruby Basins, just to get a bit more top speed, and honestly that made it a lot more fun. That's a pretty long run for that kind of steep grade. I had to rework it by like, what was it before? I don't know. Did it go down from 7 to 6% or from 8 to 6? Something like that. Not entirely sure. But yeah, I ended up completely replacing all of the track there. Won't be necessary here because at least this is short. We have a bit more runoff in that direction, so I don't really care about going a bit further there. All good in my book. Just gonna have to make sure that I don't run into the other train, which is parked here somewhere. I could have maybe removed a few more trees, but I think it's on the leftmost siding. So we should be good here. Ah yeah, that's the first engine and we are definitely not on that. And yeah, like that, we have reached our destination. Over here, once more, I want to also add some engine house or something for the engine side here. I think it's just gonna be another siding that goes from both sides, but in the end it's gonna be interrupted in the middle. And just the ends passing each other and putting a roof over the top there. But yeah, that's the mine. We have finally reached it, and while I would have loved to also show the rest of the journey, I think we're gonna do it another time. Oops, wrong one. I want to slow down here. I think what I might end up doing, and it's likely gonna take another day or so, I'll unload this, I'll put this back up and add it back to the train, and then I'm gonna get another load. And after that's unloaded, I'm gonna get back to you guys, and that means that in the next episode we would not only get the empty cars back up, but also from there we would be loading the hoppers up, bringing them over to the top and switching the stuff over into the gondolas, and at that point we can actually go down to the smelter. Because if I do this another time, I'm gonna get the full load to load up the entire gondola train up there with 12 ones that I have here. There, yeah. The funny thing about this entire setup, it's all calculated. I know that I will always come down here with 16 cars in total, which will always be working out with 2 climaxes to get it back to the top. And trust me, I tried Heislers, I tried Ruby Basins, only the climax can do it. And 16 cars of input also means that I'll get 120 iron, I think. And that means that the 12 hoppers that I have over here will be fully filled up. So the entire thing is made for exactly this amount of input. And doing this twice now will mean that I have one full load going towards the smelter. And that's gonna be big money again. Not that I need it, but hey, I might as well at some point buy myself another C125. Just for regular road going operations if I want to have something heavy duty. I really like that engine, and while it's great having 3 of them for specific runs, if I want just something for the regular stuff, that would also be fun. But yeah, that's gonna be it from my end for this video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time. Till then, bye bye.